Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 9th edition of the European Film Festival. I'm here with the director of Klondike, Maryna Gorbach, who has been so gracious to not only share her very poignant and strong and beautiful film, but also to unpack the film with us. Maryna, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and thanks that you are screening the film. It's very important these days, especially.
That's exactly what I would like to jump in. Obviously, you know, the film, you originally started the film directed the film in 2020, and went through the process of making the film. But obviously the film is poignant because it's set not only, unfortunately, on the date of your birthday, but also around a very key moment in time, which was when the actual aggression from Russia started. So let's talk firstly about the inspiration for the project and what made you want to create this film.
Well, you know, I'm not the director who is inspired by war. I'm totally not. I would prefer to make family movies, to shoot about love, that of course to talk about social issues. But war is very hard topic to care, you know, since 2014 until 2022. But somehow I was not inspired. I was feeling that I became kind of a war victim, because we were living in this media space telling to us that Russia is a huge military country and they have rockets, they have bombs, they have nuclear power, and they can come with their rockets and occupy Ukrainian lands only because they have rockets and they have nuclear. So dear Ukrainians, please sit and shut up. Sorry, I'm very ironical probably now, but it was like that. And even now, even today, we are speaking on 10 of October, today Kiev and all around Ukraine, like all cities, it was under bombing. And still there are opinions, especially of very, very strong political leaders like Angela Merkel, and her birthday is also on 17th of July. We have the same day and this tragedy. And they're so non-stop saying that there is no safe zone in Europe without Russia. But, you know, this is the same logic, just there is a Russia, huge country, they have they have nuclear power, nuclear bombs. So dear Russians, yes, you are struggling, but please shut up and don't protest. And don't fight for your country, and don't fight for your future, because if Russia will win Ukraine, me, my friends, my family, we don't have future, because we are Ukrainians, we are people who have own culture, own language, own understanding of our future. And if we will not win, if we will lose, we will not have future. And I really was thinking that this day will come one day enough in our life. When I decided to make Klondike, I really was impressed by this ignorance of the world, and somehow I was impressed by this injustice about MH17, and it felt me so much to think that if 300 innocent passengers died and they just, you know, like were killed in the middle of Europe, and there is no relevant answer of the international judgment or of a world community, where is my voice and where is the voice of IRCA, of locals, where are? And this movie was made against this silence, and it was my life safe jacket, you know, not to feel myself a victim of image of great Russia, which is backed by bombs and nuclear power.
I think something that you pointed on, it's what I found quite interesting was the perspective of the film, because it talks not only as the perspective of the people living in this area, in this contentious where this conflict is happening and everything is taking place. But more importantly, what I found very different to your usual war film was it almost was told from a woman's perspective. How important was that to speak on both sides of it?
I'm a woman. I know characters of similar to me, women in Ukraine. We have this protest, and before I started Klondike, I asked myself, listen, you are going to do movie about war. There are quite a lot of movies against war or about war. What's your point? What's your personal difference? And I knew that somehow, I didn't know how, but when I started, somehow I want to make a film which first of all will not promote war as a film aesthetic, as a language. It will not promote, it will avoid in somehow, which will stand for the future somehow, I don't know, and the film where nature and human instincts will be stronger than war. Mm-hmm. It was very important, and I felt that pregnant woman and all this hormone stuff when a woman is pregnant and she has this different kind of character. She's suddenly funny, and then she's shouting, and then she has jumping of her emotions. It's all about it's all about instincts. It was so close to me, and it was with a hope, because it's in the hand of the woman to continue life. It's in her body, and it is still something to talk about and to remind to ourselves that all the most terrible people in the world, I don't want to say names, mm-hmm. all tyrants or fascists, or I don't know, I don't want to name them. Mm-hmm. All of them, they had mothers back of them, before them. And probably it is also in our hands, in the hand of mothers, to bring to the world man in the future, son, who will get pleasure from creation, who will be satisfied from creation, who will see beauty, who will fight for life. That this hero, I name it cowboy heroes, which are always come to somebody's house with a gun, and a viewer, like getting pleasure that one cowboy killed another, and they're satisfied. That this satisfaction will disappear, because killing, it's against satisfaction, because it's against life and it's destroying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that there were two things that I got away really from the film, was the aspect of that. Firstly, Urka, the main character, who she does the main actress does a beautiful job of conveying that. Firstly, that she does not want to be removed, and that this is unjustified. What's happening? Why should she move? Because the actions of men. How did you collaborate with your lead actress into conveying that message, and what were your thoughts on how were you happy with the product that came from it?
I'm very happy with her performance, and she's she's the person I'm talking about now, Oksana Cherkashina. This is her first feature, like leading role for her, and I'm happy that she was so much about instincts. It was not about role. It was a lot about to spread herself, to melt herself in a moment, to totally. We were talking with her before, and even in rehearsals, that she believes, you can name it hormones, but she believes that she is stronger than this war, than this fucking all fights, that she can win all this violence, that she will be winner. And whatever happens, she will survive. When time will come, she will deliver this baby. She believed, and this her belief driving all her character. She's living in future. If you will look after, if you will watch all her performances, she's here with her body, but she's in the future. But she's in the future non-stop because she's there. She knows that now she has this wall, she has hole in this wall, and these two, Tolik and Yarik, they can disappear from this house because they will have wars. So she has them now here and they have to rebuild it. She needs food, she needs somehow water because she cannot carry a lot. You know, she's non-stop programming her future daily, but still.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful the way that she conveyed that. Also the mundaneness of that, even though that this war and this conflict is going on, as you said, life goes on. I think that it was it's something very poignant in terms of that, something that's often forgot, because when we think of the way that war films are depicted, it's about the action, it's about the drama, but this is also about the fact that life must still continue. And I thought you did an excellent job with that. How important was it to reflect that side of things?
I think that one of the really strong goals of the Klondike is that we catch characters, you know, like what you now see, even like Ukrainian character. If somebody would say to you, no, on 21st of February, Russia will start to bomb Ukraine, and lots of people, they will not want to leave their houses. They will refuse to be evacuated. What would you say? Probably you would not believe. You'd say, no, it's strange. Right, because it's strange. But I know people of Ukraine, I know that they believe they can win it, you know, even if many of them will die, but as a position, as a country character, as a nationality character, because this is the character of one nation, you know, you see it. People they are going to shelters during bombings, and then they come back and they start to clean streets because it was bombed. And I know this, and I was just representing that characters. That's it. I was not working on general imagination that people during bombing, they should escape. They should, but I know how Ukrainians are dealing with stress. And this is something very interesting because it's unique. It is unique.
Yeah, and I thought it speaks to the authenticity. And the one thing I could gather from this film was that there's authenticity in many levels, not only in the emotions that you're trying and the story that you're trying to tell, but also I found the camera work to be extremely authentic in terms of that when you feel the emotions of what the characters are going through, when the tension, it's almost palpable, it's tangible. Can you just quickly, very, very briefly talk about the collaboration that you worked with your DOP before we go to our last question?
Thank you for this question. Svetoslav Belakovsky, he was also a co-producer of the film, not only DOP, and basically we were planning that he will be only co-producer and it will be on another way. But we worked with him, and he know how I am, you know, I'm focused on the final result, and if I build something, I want it to be made. And he's the perfect about collaboration because he really always tried to make what director is asking him about, even if, you know, sometimes you have sunset and you have idea that it should be upper or down, dolly, or we should remake, or we should make something what I ask. And this is his biggest plus, that he always is ready to make what the director is proposing, like always. And our camera, basically, it's breath of the viewer. It's how you changing your breathing during the film. And I always understand who is my viewer or not when in the beginning of film, if I'm watching together with the viewers, if I feel audience, if I feel that their breathing tempo changed, this means these are viewers of this film. If they are not touched by the emotional moving of the camera, if they're breathing, like, you know, if they continue to eat popcorn, This means these are not viewers of Klondike. You know what I mean. It's not about viewers' empathy, not at all. It's just about match of viewers' emotions and camera tempo. It's about this mix, about this puzzle.
Great. No, and I could definitely feel that. I think the way that all the elements of the film came together, and it is why, obviously, you know, you had a success at this year's Berlin Film Festival, but Berlinale Film Festival, but as well as at, if I'm correct, it was at Cannes, right?
We were in Sundance, we were in Berlinale. Yeah, and we got awarded there. And after that, lots of like Seattle, Sarajevo, many very important festivals.
Yeah. So for my last question, I would like to say, you know, to anybody else that you would, what is the message that you could, besides what you could show reflectively through the actual cinema, what is the message that you'd like to see the film tell to audiences who may not be totally aware or engaged with it? And then also, where would you like to see the film going further?
You know, last month is especially when we are observing all new military technologies which only exist now in the world, when we see how they work. I always remember this morning when we were shooting one of the last scenes, when two cars are coming from the Russian border to the house of Irka and Tolik, and it was pink, and it was written also in script that it was beautiful, wonderful, and very, very pink sunrise, and it was really. And this is the moment when I think, and I ask myself, what do I think about that? Is it possible that people will create bombs stronger than sun? No. Is it possible? Will we see this moment in our life when we will afraid that human has a bomb which can destroy sun? Because all what we see now, it is a fight against nature. So I just wanted to remind somehow that we are a very small part of nature, all of us.
Indeed. Maryna, thank you so much for sharing the film with us and for putting together such a beautiful display and a thoughtful display, and a look at how life is outside of the main thoughts and stereotypes and conceptions that we have with the war film. But also, more importantly, this is a beautiful reflection of life. So thank you very much. And thank you to the audience as well for watching this film.
Thank you so much. Thank you
to Maryna, and thank you to the 9th European Film Festival for having us.